welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today we have another special guest. We have Subash Ramone from Singapore. Subash is the vocalist for the band Truth Be Known, and also a gamer who frequently contributes to play Jio Play Game.
Yep.
Hi, Subash.
Hey man, what's up, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay lah, bored, but yeah, just trying to survive lah.
Yeah, a belated happy birthday. I know you celebrated your birthday yesterday, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you.
How is it? How is it celebrating birthday with this lockdown and COVID situation?
It's one of the most boring birthdays I've ever had lah. But I mean, it's cool lah because a lot of friends of mine wished me, messaged me, and then some of them bought food and sent it over. Some even bought beer and sent it over. So okay lah, it was all good lah.
Okay, yeah. Actually, if you can have a couple of beers, and then we can cope with the situation, right?
Yeah, of course. If there's no beer, wow, it'll be total chaos, man.
So Subash, I think I first saw you in last year when I saw you playing with Kaliyuga, the Kaliyuga band, and then
Yes.
That's where we first met and got connected.
Right.
But I was kind of doing a little bit of prep for this interview, and then I came across this video. Meet the Metalheads, which you and two other metalheads been interviewed. What's that interview? When was that happen?
Okay, let me try and remember. Is it the Meet the Metalheads? Is it the one they came over my house?
Yes.
And then another one was a girl and another one was a Chinese guy, was it? Was that the one?
Right.
Okay. Because that one, basically, it was after the whole Watin fiasco.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the media at that point of time, they wanted to do a showcase or a highlight on what metalheads are all about lah. So then basically they just interviewed three random people. One of them was me. I don't know how why they thought it was I would suit the category lah. But okay lah, I just went for it. I thought it would be a good way to show the mainstream or normal people, like what we are all about. So yeah, I think that was it, and then it was a good response to it. I think a lot of people were surprised. Yeah. Basically, most of the time is everyone gets surprised that you listen to metal means you have to be Satan, or you have to have blood sacrifices and all that shit. And then when they see people like the usual thing is they see metalheads, they think, oh, we are angry all the time, or we are very fierce, we hate people, we hate smiling or laughing and shit like that. So when they see the videos like our videos like this, and they see like how normal or how nerdy we are, and then they get totally surprised by it.
Yeah. And then I was actually surprised that from that I discovered that you are actually a school teacher, right?
Yes. I work in a primary school. I can't even believe. Sometimes a lot of people don't believe it. They're like, say, what? You teach kids? I say, yeah, I teach kids IT. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're very familiar with the technology and stuff, right?
Yeah. So like for me, right, in school is I used to teach. I teach IT and all, and then also I have this CCA, which is like basically teaching how to do film, the basic process of a video production. So I teach them how to film. I teach them how to edit. Get them see whether they like what they are doing, and then they can pursue that as a career or something like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting because when I started this podcast, I was figuring out technical stuff by myself, how to do videos, go into Spotify, how to put my stuff in Spotify, do the Zoom and all that. So it's really a good experience. And, if you have the if you have the need to learn it, then you will learn, right? It's
Yeah,
very,
man.
yeah. So I saw you with playing with Kaliyuga, but your the most well-known band is Truth Be Known. Before
Yes,
we
yes.
talk about Truth Be Known, can you tell me a little bit about your history, about how did you get into music, and what was your earliest memories of music? What did you listen when you were younger?
Okay. Yeah, when I was a kid, I mean, when you're in like primary school and all that, it wasn't really metal for me back then, lah. Nobody says that, when I was born, I was a metalhead already, or I came out of my mom's vagina doing this, or that kind of shit. I don't believe in all that nonsense, lah. For me, when I was a kid, I was big into Michael Jackson, Pet Shop Boys, a lot of those 80s retro music. And I still am listening to them. I still like listening to Madonna and Michael Jackson's and all this stuff lah. I like to listen to all the. So as I got older, I think it was like in primary sec one. When I was in secondary one, then I was listening to Eurythmics, and
Mm.
then a friend of mine beside me was listening to something very heavy, and I couldn't hear what it was, and I was very curious by it. So I asked him, "Hey, can you? What are you listening to?" Then he told me it's this band called Guns N' Roses. So I
Wow.
was like, "Oh, okay, Guns N' Roses. The title sounds nice. Can I have a listen to it?" So we exchanged tapes. This was the tape days.
Right.
So he passed me the cassette tape. Then I asked him, "Would you like to listen to Eurythmics?" Then he's like, "No, it's okay." Then I was like, "Okay." So I was like listening to it, and then the first song was I listened was there's this song called "It's So Easy."
Yes.
The second song of Side A. So I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then the vulgarities and the lyrics and the music was like heavy. So I was like, "Wow, this is good stuff, man." Then I was like, okay, then I returning back the cassette. I saved money, and then I bought the Appetite for Destruction. And then after that, then I was like, wow, this was really good stuff. So from Guns N' Roses, then I started like listening to Metallica. I remember Metallica was back then is it wasn't really internet friendly back then. So
Right.
it's like you go to a cassette shop, and then you look for the most coolest cover
Yes.
or with the parental advisory sticker in it. So that's how I discovered my music back then. I will save my money until end of the week. Then end of the week, I'll have enough like for, I think it was about $6 or $6.50 for a cassette tape back then. So I'll save enough money for Friday. Then Friday I'll go to the cassette shop. Then I'll see, okay, which one the cover looks nice. I was like, oh, okay, this cover with the crosses and this guy doing this. I was like, oh, okay, let's try this out. Then I was like, oh, fuck. Then I was like, Metallica. Then I think it started getting heavier and heavier.
Right.
Then after that, the first time I listened to death metal, wow, that fucking freaked me out. I had a high fever the next day.
Do you remember what was the first band that
Yes, I will never forget it. It was this white Valentine cassette tape. My friend passed it to me. It's this band called Sepultura. He said,
Oh,
these guys are Brazilian. And I was like, wow, even Brazilians also play metal. And I said, what kind of rock is it? They said, this is not rock. This is like death metal. I was like, oh, okay. So then it was the album was called Morbid Visions. So
yeah.
this was like really that very death metal thing then. So when I first heard it, I was like, wow, why is he singing like that? This is not singing what. Next day, fever, kena high fever all. Then I fucking freaked out. Then I was like, wow, I cannot take it. I cannot take this kind of music. So I kept the cassette away. Then after a few days, curiosity, then I started listening to it again. I keep listening. I was like, I started to like the beats and the angry feeling.
Mm.
Then that's when I started like I mixed around with other guys who are into this metal stuff. And then exchange cassette tapes, and then after that also same thing. Every end of the week, go to a cassette tape, see which one is the most evil, has the most evil or demented cover, or something that strikes you out of the ordinary, right? So then you see it. So that's how I discovered death metal. I saw like Deicide. Deicide's cover has always been like, that Once Upon a Cross album. I was like, oh shit, what is this? This is very controversial. So I bought the cassette. The Morbid Angels covers also were like damn cool to look. So yeah, it started getting heavier and heavier, and then that's how I discovered my death metal.
Wow, nice. So, did you start going to concerts that time, like local gig? Was that happening
uh,
when?
I started going to concerts, right? My first ever concert was Pearl Jam and Mudhoney during 1995.
Right.
95 or yeah, 95, 96, around there lah. So this was 95, 96. It was the Vitology album. That's the first concert I ever been to, and I went alone because actually I was supposed to go for the fucking Metallica concert in 1994 when they
Right.
came, but I was a bit not say too young. I still could go, but my parents didn't allow me to lah. They say like, oh, it's too late and it's too far. Then I was like, shit. Okay, never mind. So this time Pearl Jam, I really saved my own money, and then I bought the ticket and I went to watch. So that was my first concert.
Right.
Local gigs. I mean, I've been to a few, but I started going to gigs. Yeah, after 95 onwards. 90s. Yeah, it was definitely 96. 96, 97, 90, no, sorry, 90, 97 onwards, I started going to gigs. So I go to local gigs, like a lot of those substation gigs most of the time.
Mm.
And then back then, you have these like poly gigs, polytechnic gigs where different genres will play. The first half of the gig will be indie and alternative. Then second half will be like punk and skins. Then third half will be the hardcore bands, and then lastly will be the metal bands.
Wow.
So that was how local gigs back then. But it was like not even once a month. Sometimes you can be like two to 3 months, one gig, like that kind of thing.
So what were the bands back then in Singapore which were famous local bands?
In metal or?
Yeah, in metal and rock.
Metal and rock. Okay, metal wise, I mean the good thing about going for all these mixed gigs, right? You get to listen to a lot of other genres as well. So
Right.
like for alternative, I discovered bands like Padres, Concave Scream, let me think, Humpback Oak and all this, and Oddfellows and all this. So that was indie. Then hardcore bands, of course, I discovered like Stomping Ground.
Okay.
Punk bands, I discovered Opposition Party. Then like for metal, the first few bands were of course Rudra, Harvester, Bastardize. These are the bands I used to go to the gigs, and one of my first few foray into metal bands.
Mm. I actually Opposition Party, they're still alive, right? Because I saw them.
Yeah. Yeah, Francis is the main guy. The vocalist
Yeah.
is still the main guy. The rest of the band members, I think, have already like retired or
Yes,
stopped.
yes.
So
So
yeah.
he's still playing. So my experience about Singapore, the earliest I remember, I heard about Singapore. There's a metal scene in Singapore. I saw the video of Rudra. I saw
Yes.
I saw a music video of Rudra. I think that Chariot video. I can't remember the song, but they were
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the Chariot, and that's how I got to know that there is a scene in Singapore. And then I started going to Singapore around 2014. That was my first time. So after
Okay.
that, I keep on going, and I started going to seeing some of the local bands also. Rudra also, I was able to see Rudra, actually not in Singapore, but I was actually able to see them in Sri Lanka, because they went to Sri Lanka and I was in Sri Lanka at the
Yes.
same time. So
Oh, okay.
and then so shout out to Kathir, because we met there, and then we've been keep in touch for some time now.
Oh yeah. Kathir's a damn cool chap. Really
Yes,
cool
yes.
chap. Yeah.
So with this, watching the bands, how did you get into how did you get the idea to, you want to be in the music, you want to sing, or you want to have a band?
Actually, okay. I've always wanted to be in a band, but I didn't have the contacts or I didn't know anybody in the scene lah back then. So I
Right.
would just go to gigs and all that and watch. And then when I was in school, of course, there were like those school bands. You just want to play covers and try. So at that point in time, I was just trying to play the guitar, trying to play the drums. Then in the end, I think it's the vocals thing that was my main thing lah. So I met this guy called Paner. He used to be the guitarist for Rudra. He was like in the first Rudra lineup. He was the guitarist. Guitarist, and then at that point of time, Rudra split up. This was Rudra with a H, so it was Rudhra.
Mm.
For their first demo. So after the demo, then they split up. Then the band members wanted to continue but do something less hit with less not as the Rudra approach, but a different approach, but more melodic death metal lah. So then after Pioneer approached me, he asked me, say, hey, you want to try vocals for this band? We are planning to try. We are planning to continue lah. So I was like, okay, I don't mind. So I tried out. Then the guys liked me and everything. Then they found like, okay lah, we got good chemistry and all that. So we decided to continue jamming, playing, and then we called ourselves Kaliyuga lah.
Mm.
Yeah. So from Kaliyuga, then after, but the thing is in Kaliyuga, where all the members were all actually Rudra members.
Okay.
Yeah, so then after a while, it was difficult for the guys to play in two bands and all that. Then also in a way, after a while, we released our first album, and then national service came in to the picture and all that. Then it was quite difficult for every one of us to continue playing for Kaliyuga. So that the band just fizzled off, and I've always wanted to make like a comeback for that band, just maybe as a studio band or release something different new for under that title lah. So
Mm.
then after that once Kaliyuga was done, I wanted to create another band, and then it became Truth Be Known.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and Truth Be Known, if you describe Truth Be Known, how do you describe that band?
Truth Be Known. uh, Actually, okay, we started out as a death metal band.
Okay.
We started out as a death metal band. Then after a while, I really got into the whole Napalm Death. It was just this album from Napalm Death called Smear Campaign. So that album like really it really hit me like at that point of time. And that was also the period where I first watched Napalm Death live in 2001. So when I watched that, I was like just inspired by the band and of course the vocalist himself lah. So I was like, wow, this is the style I want to play. This is the way I want to sing. I'll be on stage and all that, be just fucking crazy, make sure everyone has fun and all that kind of stuff. So we changed the approach on the second album onwards, and then it has been like that ever since lah. We tried to coin the term funcore, like we are like a grindcore but funcore version, but it's actually just for fun. We are just a generic, we are just a standard death metal band, but we have more. We like to put a lot of energy in our live shows.
Mm. So you guys actually played overseas also. So can you tell me a little bit about your touring? Which places you played? Which festivals?
Yeah, we've played in we played in Hammersonic in 2017. Then we played in Malaysia a few times. We played in Indonesia. Yeah, Indonesia was Hammersonic and another gig in Semarang. Then Taiwan, a few gigs. Taiwan, within different places in Taiwan, we played. Hong Kong and Australia.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to know you, the Truth Be Known, because I think you probably know him from the Philippines. He's Joey Dizon. He played in a Filipino band, I think Sky Church and Intolerant. And I think in one of the gigs he played with you guys, Truth Be Known. So
Oh, Intolerant. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. We played before. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was talking, because he's actually I'm a guest host on his radio show sometimes. So he's doing a
Nice.
radio. So he told me about Truth Be Known. The guys were really fun to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, we always have our on stage and off stage personas are always the same lah. No change lah. We always like have fun, enjoy, have a good time lah.
So who's the latest current lineup of Truth Be Known?
Okay, we've got Gene on drums. Gene has been playing drums from day one. It's just that at one point of time he had to stop playing drums for about a year because we call it the maternity leave lah. Because he just got a kid and all that. So we were like, okay, fine. Then we got a Vijesh from Womrod to help us out at during Gene's absence. But
Right.
after that, then Gene came back. It was actually a very smooth transition. Gene was about to come in, then Vijesh got the Womrod gig, and then so it was just nice lah. So I was like, okay lah, that's good lah. Yeah. Then Josh is the bassist of the band. He came in after the first album. Actually, he recorded our first album for us as well. He used to run a studio called Black Owl Studios. So he became the bassist, and then basically he writes the music. So he writes everything, and then guitarist is the one we always change a lot lah. We had Damien, we had Brandon, we had John, and then John was in the first album, and then he left because he had to go concentrate on Rudra. Then after he left Rudra, then now he's got his kids are also older and everything. Then so he said he don't mind playing for TBK again. Then he's back in TBK now. And then we also got Vinod, another young guitarist. He plays in quite a few bands like Mucus Mortuary, Axis Mundi, and everything. But very nice guy lah. But he's the youngest among our group, so he has to tahan all the old people in the group lah.
So you mentioned Brandon. Is this Brandon same Brandon from Disaster?
Oh no, different Brandon. Wish Seeker.
Okay, Witch Seeker. Okay, because
Wish Seeker.
we had a show last year. We had a show here in the Philippines. I actually bought.
Oh yeah. You guys brought them there, right, to play, right?
Yes. We had a very good show actually here. They're
awesome.
So
yeah, he was telling me about it. He said he had a really good time playing there. The gig was fantastic and everything.
Yeah, I think like Truth Be Known, the Funcore band, we have this promotion called Metal Royalty Philippines. We have more of the Funcore production because it's all about having great time. The bands, the fans, and everyone involved.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were planning to do another show this year, but somehow the situation with this virus thing is every. I know that right now for the musicians it's really a tough situation compared to the other regular people. Musicians is really suffering from. It's a big challenge for musicians these days, right? Because all the shows are cancelled and you cannot really play. What's happening with you guys? Are you guys able to do some recordings or some songwriting or something during these days?
Actually, we were supposed to release our third album this year.
Okay.
We've already recorded 23 songs. Yeah, we've recorded 23 songs. I've done about 20 vocal tracks. I've left only 3 more tracks. And I was supposed to go and finish the recording, and then the lockdown happened. So we are just stuck right now. So in the meantime, the guitarists are all doing the solos at the moment. So I think by now it should all be done. It's just that I need to do vocal tracks, and then I also need to do backing vocal tracks and get some guest vocals in it as well. So now I'm just waiting for the lockdown to be over, and then I can start recording again. But we are planning to we are hoping that we can release the album by this year, but I at the rate it's going, I have no clue.
Right.
Yeah.
with the Singapore, because Singapore actually there's a lot of music scene, like the pop and dance, and the club scene and all that is very. But for a metal band, I think I don't know. It's my kind of view. It's kind of hard for a metal band in Singapore, right? If
It's
it is
fucking hard to be in a metal band in Singapore. You cannot make any money.
right,
Yeah, you cannot make any money. It's very, very difficult. I mean, being in a normal rock band, just a standard rock band, is already as difficult as it is
right,
to survive in Singapore. If you want to do this full time, just being a rock band alone is very difficult already. So you want to go a genre that is even more extreme and less people listen to it. Yeah, it's very, very hard. So the best way is to get your music recognized or get some sort of sale and everything, is to just play overseas and bank on your merchandise.
right. Yeah.
Is the best way is the overseas gigs.
Yeah, it's I've been to several gigs in sort of underground gigs, especially like the Ventbox, the events that the Ventbox guys put in,
Yeah, those guys are cool. Yeah.
Henri and Mikael, and this last gig that we met, the Metal United Worldwide thing.
Yes.
So it's actually supposed to
Yes, yeah.
happen this year also, and
Yeah.
but I don't know if it. I don't think it will actually happen now, right? Because of
Yeah lah. I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult. Even though if let's say the lockdown is opened up, I think the organizers, whoever the organizers are, if they're going to conduct the first gig after lockdown, is they are going to go through a lot of headache. And I feel sorry for them. I mean, it's going to be a very, very difficult process. So many paperwork and all this to handle. I think it's going to be a near impossible task for the organizers to start a gig, to do a gig after the lockdown.
yeah. So it's
So yeah,
probably people would think, the organizers would think it's probably easier to not do it rather than trying to do it, right? Because it will be very hard. Too many things.
yeah. Just too many things, and then I think the thing is, if it's just like a lot of paperwork and all that, is okay, maybe understandable. Like the organizers, I think, can handle it. But if they're gonna have like fines and infractions, all this kind of like warnings and all that, then you're hurting the organizer. You see, so it's not right for them to incur any financial wrath. If anything were to happen and all that lah. And this, lah, metal scene is like, as it is already, we have like a bad mark in Singapore already, because of the whole Watain thing and everything. So it will be under even more scrutiny for the organizers, if they're going to hold a metal gig after the lockdown.
Were you at the Watain gig, or did you attend the Watain gig?
No, man, I was in Australia. I went for the Download Festival. Yeah.
Right.
I went for the Download Festival. And then the weird thing was, after the whole Watain incident, I was in Australia. Then a journalist from Today magazine, Today online, called me from in Australia, and was asking me whether they could interview me about the whole Watain. Then I was like, I said, "Hey, I'm in Australia. how am I supposed to know?"
Yeah.
But I was like, "Ayo, yeah." That was just, yeah, stupid, man. It was just very silly. Could have been avoided, and it was just damn silly on the government part lah.
Yes, but I think in a way it kind of united the metalheads, right? The most of the Singaporean and even the regional metalheads, I feel that they got kind of more passionate about metal because of the situation.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the thing is, it was a big publicity thing for metalheads. Everyone started at that point of time. The whole Watain fiasco. Everybody wanted to listen to Watain. Watain had on their Spotify list, their ratings went up, and then, it was a good thing for Watain lah. Any publicity is good publicity, what? So for them, it was no matter. Yeah, and then like people all started getting curious about metalheads in Singapore. Then there were a few cases people who have never been to gigs, and they went to the to metal gigs and to experience and to understand what the fuck is going on and all this. And everyone, the people I've met so far who are not metalheads, never listened to any metal, they went to our gigs. They watched our gigs. I watched our gigs, and I asked them, what do you think of this gig? I mean, their initial reaction is they say, "Wow, it's damn fucking loud. It's too loud. It looks very aggressive, but it is so fun." Now it's like you see as it is aggressive, but you think it's fun. They say, yeah, it is. It's very fun. Everybody is so friendly with each other. I mean, it just from a mainstream point of view, it looks very aggressive, lah. But
Right.
actually, if you get to know us, then you know we are nothing like that sort at all, lah.
Yeah, like me, for example, I keep on traveling to like gigs in Singapore, and I feel like home because everybody I know, like half of the crowd I already know. I've seen them in a different gig. It's really friendly, right? The metalheads are really, of course, on the first time if you see them, they will look at you, but after all, once you start talking about bands and albums and stuff, then you become very good friends, right? Very quickly.
Yeah, it's true. It's always like that, lah. It's always like that. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's the whole stigma, lah. We have the, all the, maybe the t-shirts are all very angry looking, and we don't smile when we are on the streets or in public. But when
Right.
you talk to us, then we're like, hey! That kind of thing. I get that all the time. I get that because when I walk, I won't be smiling and all that. I'm always listening to my music, and I'm just walking normally, and I dress up like this and all that.
Yeah.
But when someone comes and talk to me, then my voice change. I'll be smiling, laughing. Then they'll be like, "Wow, this guy on stage, he's like a maniac. He's a psychopath." But then when you talk to him, he doesn't seems like he's gonna kill you or anything like that.
Yeah, it's fun. I was watching this. There was this podcast recently. The Joe Rogan podcast, the famous podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Joe Rogan. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a Tony Hawk was the guest. I think couple of maybe the like 2 episodes before. So one of the games that I really liked before is the Tony Hawk skating, right? So that was a really
Oh,
good.
that one, classic, man. That one.
Uh,
Fuck. They're doing a remake, right, for Pro Skater 2?
Yeah, I think so because me actually I back then because I played all this Contra and then the Nintendo games and then Sega and all these games, but I never considered myself a gamer because I really didn't put so much in because I was more focused on the music, right? So
Uh-uh.
I saw your channel that you're doing these reviews. Can you tell me about this one, this Jio Play Game?
Jio Play Game. Oh, Jio Play Game. Jio Play Game is actually is okay. I mean, I used to do a lot of movie reviews and everything. I still do a lot of movie reviews and all that. So from the movie reviews, some of my friends are like, I had a friend of mine. His name is Justin. Then he told me, say, hey, dude, you write all these movie reviews. Why don't you play game? I say, yeah, I do play game here and there. They say, why don't you write reviews for games as well? I said, okay lah, can lah. So then him, his wife, and another partner of ours, we all met up, and then we said, let's do a local gaming website, just catered with a very Singaporean twist lah.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, okay, fine, let's fucking do it lah. It looks fun, it sounds fun. So we will get sometimes you get game codes from various uh, studios, and then they'll pass us the game code. We'll play the game and then we'll review it. But we don't review. For me, if you've seen all the videos, I don't control. I will just let go how I'm playing the game. Like, cause I play game, I'm very colorful lah. I swear, I do a lot of reactions and everything like that. So my reviews are also the same thing. I will do everything how a normal gamer does lah. So I think that caught attention, and then everyone liked it. Then I also met another. By the way, Justin is a metalhead. He used to play guitars for a band called Balium. And then after that, I met another two guys, Fias and Zion. Zion plays bass for Eli Mauser, and Fias plays in a brutal death metal band called Asylum. And these guys are all gamers. Even Mike also is a hardcore gamer. I used to know him during the early 2000s, right? we will, because he used to have a PlayStation store at Vivo there. So sometimes I will just go there and I'll talk with him. We'll just talk about games. We don't even talk about metal, you know. We just talk about games the whole day, man. Yeah. So yeah, there were quite a number of gamers in within our metal community. Then I round these guys up and I say, hey, let's go come my house. We play games together. We play horror games. We play any fighting games and all that. You know, just have fun and just review the games. So that's how Jio Play Game started, and then it's like I think now 2 years old already. 2 to 3 years old now already.
Yeah, it looks like your reviews is more of it's spontaneous, right? It's spontaneous, whatever.
Yeah. It's not
You,
scripted. It's not scripted.
yeah.
It's just ad-libbed out of the blue. Just whatever I'm thinking at that moment, it just comes out.
Yeah, I saw this one that you're reviewing the Golden Axe, Golden.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah, with the dog with the axe, and you know, it's just so funny.
Yeah. I used to play that game when I was a kid. I used to play that when I was like, fucking what, 14, 15 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a pretty. So I like all this. I've been playing games since I was a teenager lah, basically. So yeah, always loved gaming.
Yeah, those retro, they call it retro, but those games have something. I don't know. I don't feel that in the new games. I'm not really attracted to the newer games than these old, you know, classic stuff, right?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, because what
But
my
okay lah. Actually, there are some new games. I think at this point of time, the games right now is just wow, fascinating. The story is really
right.
a lot of very interesting stories, and then you've got of course the graphics and all that. Wow, it's like very getting more and more realistic.
Yeah. It's you can I think now you can really immerse in the games, right? You can probably live in the game like that type of games.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You can play those games for hours, one. Once you're locked in, you won't know how long you've been playing, you know, until you get your eyes tired, and then you're like, oh shit, it's night already. It's that kind of feeling.
Yeah, I know you're doing also. I see always your post about the movie reviews. Before I talk about
Oh
movies,
yeah.
I want to ask you something about. Have you seen this Netflix series Black Mirror?
Yes. Yes, I have.
It's a crazy.
Of all
Yeah,
fucking mind crazy shit lah. But of all the seasons, right, my favorite is still the first season, because the first season is just the whole every episode was a what the fuck is going on kind of episode, you know.
yeah,
And it was a very good series, but I didn't quite like the last season, actually, to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of the latest season, because I think it was starting to get too a bit monotonous, something not as different as the earlier seasons than before. It was just getting very stagnant.
yeah.
Mm.
There was some.
But the first episode just fucked me up. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they even say that it's actually the idea behind is actually some sort of a true, right? There was like a situation of some fraternity activity or something with the Prime Minister of UK. That's the idea of that show. Yeah, it's a really show. So I saw you post a lot about movies that you see and all that, and then sometimes it's really funny to see your very angry post, you know, but this is bullshit, and this is so can you tell me a little bit about your favorite, what are your all-time favorite movies, few of them?
Okay, I've got a few. All my favorite movies I watch at least twice a year, man.
Right.
At least twice a year. Yeah, every year I will just take out my Blu-ray and then just plug and play. So one of them is The Shawshank Redemption.
Right.
Shawshank Redemption is one. I love watching that. Then I have also enjoyed the Lord of the Rings series, from the trilogy lah, the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings trilogy,
Yeah.
and then Godfather 1 and 2, because Godfather 3 was absolute shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Godfather 1 and
It went south.
that was just rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just recently watched Godfather 3 again. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Wow, this Sofia Coppola, my asshole can act better than her, man.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think that was the last movie Sofia Coppola actually acted. Right after that,
Acted, yeah.
she didn't. Yeah,
She didn't, yeah.
but I like Andy
Yeah.
Garcia on
So,
that. But I like Andy Garcia on that movie.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name? Vincent Mancini. Vincent
yeah.
Mancini.
Mancini.
Yeah, Godfather.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Godfather. Yeah, so Goodfellas is one also I watch every year. Goodfellas, Back to the Future, and another this very low this comedy called Tommy Boy. Yeah, so there are a lot of series and movies I watch on an annual basis. But these are the some I can think of at the top of my head right now.
Right. What was the most recent movie you remember you watched?
The last one I watched is that piece of shit Godfather 3 lah. Cause usually every year I will watch Godfather 1 and then I'll watch Godfather 2. By the time I watched Godfather 2, I was thinking, I think I'm not gonna go to Godfather 3. I think nah, might fuck it because it's stupid. So usually I'll just stop it at there. Dude, this just few days ago I was thinking I had this bright idea of starting it from 3, then go 2 and 1. So I thought, okay, let's start with part 3. Then after go to I watched part 3. The first few minutes really, I was like raging. I was like, I feel like throwing something at my TV. You know, I was like, oh, why the fuck is this woman here? Why? It's not just Sofia Coppola that was a fuck up in the movie. There's so many stupid scenes and unnecessary. They should not have made that movie at all. It was a stupid decision to do.
Yeah, and then it had like too many angles, right? There was like conspiracy, and then they didn't focus they have just focus on the mob and that side instead of going to Vatican and all these conspiracy.
You went to the Vatican, then the priest got the Pope died, then there's another Pope, then that Pope also died. I was like, what the fuck is that going on?
Yeah.
Damn cock lah. Yeah, that was my last one. My last one was Godfather 3. Before that was Aliens.
Mm.
Yeah, Aliens. Yeah, but that one okay lah. That one shook to watch lah.
You should. I don't know if you've seen The Irishman.
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, of course.
It was really good. Joe Pesci.
I was so happy to see Joe Pesci again. I just wanted to see. I mean, he's retired lah. He's retired already. And this movie was the one he comes back. But I don't think he's gonna ever act again because I think he's no interest in acting already.
Right.
But it was so nice to see him back on screen, and he still looks terrifying as fuck.
Yeah,
he's one of the few he's one of the few actors who can act in a slapstick comedy like Home Alone and act in a Casino and Goodfellas as a complete psycho.
Yeah.
And you can be you think of him as an idiot in Home Alone, and then you think of him in Goodfellas and Casino. You're like, wow, this guy's range is just scary, man.
Yeah, in Goodfellas, he's like a complete psycho, right?
Yeah, man, he's a complete psycho. Oh, crazy! I love Joe Pesci. He's a classic actor.
There is this kid on George Carlin. There's a comedy. He says that he talks about God, and he says that about prayer and stuff, and then he says he doesn't pray to God. He prays to Joe Pesci because Joe Pesci is a guy who he gets the things done. Like
Yeah. Classic lah. George Carlin, right?
Yeah, George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin.
Yeah.
This kid about God and prayer and stuff.
That guy is hardcore lah. His last few stand-up comedy was like, what, became quite nihilistic, but then it's thought provoking. His comedy, but wow, very very good to. Always like to watch him also.
And the thing is, you cannot nowadays. You cannot really listen to that type of jokes anymore, right? Because everybody gets
Yeah,
offended very
they get
quickly.
offended lah. Yeah, correct. But
Yeah,
he was classic, man.
I was watching also last night. I was watching this Smash Brothers. There's these twins. They
Mash Brothers, is it?
Yeah, Smash Brothers. You should check. These guys are twins, and then they only talk about about the 80s, how what their life was in the 80s. How their parents whack them, smack them on the head, and those kind of things. It's really very close to us.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. I haven't heard of them yet.
Yeah, Smash Brothers. Uh,
Smash Brothers, okay.
Subash, I have a couple of albums that I'll show you, so that.
Okay.
So this one, that's one of your. I know that this is one of your.
Oh, yeah, man. It's just beautiful. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
I love this band, man.
Did you watch them when they came to Singapore?
Of course, I had to. Because you see, as a vocalist, I've got four idols in my as a vocalist. Right. One of them is Axl Rose. The second one is Kurt Cobain. Third one is Danzig, and fourth is Barney Greenway from Nepal. So Axl Rose has always been the first one, the first guy. So when they say Guns N' Roses are coming to Singapore, I was like, yes, I had to watch it.
Yeah, I was there also that 2017.
Oh yeah, power.
Yeah, and then this one, Sepultura.
Oh fuck, man, this one. Oh, I love this album. It's fucking good album. Yeah. The production in this album was so good, really, really good. And you listen to this this album. You can listen to this album any time of the year. Yeah. 10 years ago, so you can listen to it. Another 10 years later, so you can listen to it. It still has that metal element, and it's just heavy, and it's so beautiful, richly produced. Oh, every song in the album is fucking good. Yeah, it's one of those rare albums that you can listen in and out.
Yeah, it was really good quality. This one, and also Chaos AD that they released, I think.
Yeah, correct. Chaos AD.
That was like their peak.
Chaos AD, they changed their approach a bit. They were going into the whole hardcore punk approach. This one was still traditional death metal, and it was like, wow, damn good lah.
Yeah, it's damn good.
They made the whole E minor chord, the that chugging sound of woo.
Have you ever able to see Sepultura?
No, man, I've never had a chance to watch Sepultura. I missed them when they came to Bangkok, was it? In Thailand. They came to Thailand. I missed them. Then I never had a chance to watch them.
Yeah, and then now the band that actually calls Sepultura is not really Sepultura, right?
Oh, you mean the current Sepultura?
Yeah.
Oh, I love them. They're fucking good. If you should really try and listen to the last album and the album before that, the Machine Messiah, and this album is called it ends in an A, Quatra, starts with a Q, I think. Wow, the drummer is fucking intense, man. Yeah, the drummer is damn fucking good, and Andreas Kisser is a riff god lah. The guy comes up with riffs is just. Wow, I actually, okay, after Sepultura Roots, I stopped listening to them because, Max Cavalera no longer there and all that. So I stopped. Then until Machine Messiah came about, so my bassist Josh, he told me, he said, dude, you go and listen to the Machine Messiah album. You see how powerful the song is. So I said, okay, I just try to ignore the vocalist. But actually, when you think about it, after you listen, he grows to you, he grows on you lah. He will never be able to replace Max.
Right.
But he's the new Sepultura is actually really a force to be reckoned with, especially the last two albums. I was like, wow, they got a very good drummer after Igor left. This Eloy Casagrande, they got this guy and he's damn good. 14 years old, he started playing drums, man. Insane. And yeah lah, Andreas Kisser, fucking good guitarist lah.
Mm.
Damn fucking good guitarist.
So it's kind of like the with Max and Max. It's like the season 1, and then the season 2 is with the new guy, right?
Yeah. It's like a whole. I mean, for me, I don't mind. I'm okay with. I listen. I'm not like the anti Sepultura or pro Max. I mean, Max is doing his shit. I will listen to his stuff also for Cavalera Conspiracy and Soulfly. Whatever he's coming up with, I will listen.
Yeah.
And same goes to Sepultura. So for me, I'm having the best of both worlds. I got 2 bands now to listen to. You see, so I'm happy.
Right. And then this is the Napalm Death.
Yes. This was the album that changed my my perspective of being of playing. My whole style, everything I changed after this album. After this album, and when I watched Barney Greenway perform, I was like, wow, this guy, he's my god.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, fuck, but it's a very fucking angry album, man. Damn angry album. Political as fuck, but damn angry.
Yeah. So there.
And they're still angry, you know. I mean, the albums after this also, it just gets better and faster and better and faster. And it's like, wow, I love these guys. These are my all-time favorite band.
Right. Yeah, that's Napalm Death. I think I have almost the full discography of Napalm Death in my collection.
Oh, nice.
But I think there are some that I haven't actually listened to because there's so many. And I was surprised. You told me about Nirvana, right? Nirvana album, one of your favorites. I was surprised I don't have any Nirvana in my collection. Yeah.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I used to have albums before, but maybe I don't know. I left them in Sri Lanka or what. But I think I need to build the collection because yeah. I don't know. Somehow I couldn't even find the. Never mind. The problem is I have like thousands of albums, so I don't know where to. Sometimes it's hard to find. So this is one of the classics.
True.
Rudra.
Yes. Yeah. This is they had a lot of some of the old songs from the demo also was inside there.
Yeah. So this I met them in Sri Lanka last time, so that's when they signed it. And then this is this is Kathir's new band, right? Wandering Aesthetic.
Wandering Aesthetic, yeah. Hey, I watched them, man. They were good as well, They're shook.
Yeah.
Good to listen to, yeah.
Yeah. And then, man, I this is one of my favorite shirts that I bought from this is like how this idea for this shirt, this is this part of one of your lyrics?
It's actually one of the song titles.
Oh, okay, man.
From the first album, yeah.
Right. It's so. I don't think I can fit it anymore because of the lockdown.
Same. The t-shirt I have also I cannot fit it.
Yeah, this is wonderful to actually talk to you, Subash. So you want to say anything to your, I want to mention one person. So when I posted the poster for this interview, one of my friends in the Philippines actually commented, he has your album, Truth Be Known. So it's, yeah, you go back and check the post I linked you. He actually posted your album. He's actually one of my friend, Mark Christopher. He's one of the big collector here. He has like so many, he spends so much money collecting albums. So he actually has your Truth Be Known album.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah, Mark, shout out to Mark. So, Subash, you want to say anything to your fans of Truth Be Known? Any message?
I guess just have to be patient with us. We will definitely release the album once everything is over, and then Because we haven't even jammed for a long time either. So I think most of us cannot even remember the songs which we wrote lah. But yeah, just hang in there. Stay safe, everyone. Don't go out. Stay at home. Drink beer. Just relax. Listen to music. Watch movies. Don't watch Godfather 3. Uh, and then just wait until the lockdown is over, and when we do actually have a gig, let's all come together and enjoy and have fun lah.
Yeah. Anybody specifically you want to shout out to?
Of course, Channa, thank you for interviewing me, man. Thanks a lot so much. Mark as well for buying our CD. And yeah, and to everyone who's watching and listening to me talk cock. So yeah, thanks for that as well.
Yeah, I also want to shout out to the guys from Singapore, Ventbox, Henri, Mikael.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and
cool
then
cats.
and then the other bands, Rudra, Kathir, Rudra, and then Disaster. All these guys
Yeah, man.
one thing I like about that underground scene is even though you might see the same bands every gig, but it's a very close, friendly crowd,
Oh
right?
yeah, very close knit community.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know each other. We all support each other.
Yeah. I also want to shout out to the guy who's responsible for the Metal United Worldwide. He's from Australia, Mikael. He's the one who actually came up with the idea.
Nice.
I was supposed to do the one for the Philippines this year, because I saw the one Singapore last year, so I thought I can organize it in the Philippines, but somehow it didn't happen. So now that with the lockdown, I don't think it will happen. But let's see. We
Yeah.
can 2021 probably will be a better year for metalheads, right?
Yeah, man. I hope so. We can let's just delete 2020 and just move on to 2021.
Yeah. So Subash, thank you for joining this video. I really appreciate you joining, and then I'll continue to watch your game reviews.
Thanks, bro. Thanks so much.
Yeah, hopefully when I'm
We'll
back
catch
in
up.
Singapore, yeah, we can
Yeah,
catch
lah.
up, and I can probably see you guys live some in a recent time. So thanks, man. Keep safe.
Cheers.
Yeah,
You
stay metal.
too, brother.
Thank you.